Man, nothing like a turkey in the pellet grill for Thanksgiving. Woo-hoo! Juicy, little smoky, oh so good. Y'all, there won't be no leftovers at all of your turkey. If you cook a spatchcock turkey on your Blackstone pellet grill, y'all guarantee it's gonna be some good groceries. I'm gonna show you how I do it. That's some good groceries. First things first, we want to get our little spice rub, little rub kind of going here. And I'm just going to take just a bowl, and we're going to come in first with some Blackstone Essential Blend. I don't know if I'll use all of this. I like having plenty at my fingertips for when I am prepping the bird. So I'm doing this before my hands get a little dirty. I thought, you know, a little bit of this like Tuscan herb seasoning, I don't know why, kind of just felt right. I'm just gonna add a little bit of that. Just get some herbiness, earthiness, you know, whatever. Then we're gonna come in with some of this chicken griddle. This is a savory rub that I like to use, especially for chicken. It's got some poultry kind of flavorings, some sage, that kind of thing. Just gonna do a little bit of that. If you wanna do like a barbecue rub, like the Blackstone Outlaw seasoning or whatever your favorite rub is, will be just fine. Just gonna mix this up really well. And that's pretty much it. All right, just gonna set that aside. All right, next, we got our bird. And this is a pre-brined turkey. A lot of your frozen turkeys, they are pre-brined. They got some stuff already kind of injected with it. So be mindful if you're going to brine your turkey, with either a wet brine, you'd get brown sugar, water, that kind of thing, and soak it, or a dry brine. If you're interested, I will have a recipe for both a dry and a wet down below in the recipe, all right? I'm not gonna do either one of those, but I do have a recipe for that. All right, I got some gloves on now, and now I'm gonna just remove this turkey from the package. Get some nice boning shears. That's what I like to use, because we are gonna spatchcock this turkey. And there's all kinds of juice in this thing, so be very careful. I got like a tray here, so it'll catch all those juices. And then I'm gonna try and keep a lot of the juices in the package, so it won't make such a mess. And there we go. Perfect, perfect. And now we're gonna just put that turkey right there on our tray. I'll throw that away. Now get you some paper towels handy, because you will need them to kind of sop up any kind of moisture, okay? A few other things. The little popper, take that thing out, don't need it. That thing, if you go by this thing, you will have a dry turkey. Throw that thing out. If you want to leave those, you can. It's not necessary, but if you want to leave it, you can. So then inside this dude, you got, it's still just a tad frozen, but that's okay. Got the neck, and you should have like the livers and stuff a lot of times right here. That neck, save that for some broth. You can put it on the pellet grill and then put it in your stock, and you have a nice little smoky, grilly kind of stock. It makes it really nice. Make sure I got all the giblets and things like that. I don't know what that is. Actually, I'm going to remove this thing here that holds the legs together, because we are spatchcocking this. All right, now we're gonna give this thing a flip. This is the breast side right here. We're gonna go breast side down, and we're gonna cut the backbone out of this thing. So you take your handy dandy shears, and you can kind of see kind of how it runs up the neck, or runs up the back here of the turkey. So you can start wherever you want, and you just come in. This is where having a nice pair of shears really comes in handy. So if you haven't already, guys, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. I mean, it doesn't cost a thing, and you know, you'll be getting some really awesome content, such as this spatchcock turkey. And sometimes you just gotta turn it around to wherever, you know, you can. Sometimes it's kind of hard. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no wonder I was trying to cut through this darn thing. Forgot to take it all the way out. So there's 1/2 of your backbone. Now we're gonna come over to the other side. And you're probably wondering, why are you doing this, Hussey? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because what this does is it evens out, and then there is your backbone. Perfect little item to also throw in your stock pot after it's cooked. Again, makes it nice and smoky, makes a nice broth stock. Why spatchcock a chicken? Well, whenever you cook it, it's cooking flat, and it cooks a lot more evenly. It cooks a little bit faster as well, and it just, I don't know, it does something, and I like it. I'm here for it. So I like to try to cut that wishbone just a little bit, and I try to be like one of those chiropractors, you know, on the internet. So you just come here and be like, yep, right there, about T3. You hear it? You hear that crack? So check this out. See how this bird is just kind of laying just like that underneath the heat. It just comes underneath and it just cooks so much better. And you'll see, and if you do it, you'll notice it's a darn good bird. Now, I'm gonna flip this thing over, and this would be the inside of the bird. And this is a great little opportunity. You can get more seasoning on the inside of the bird, makes it really nice. So I'm gonna take our seasoning rub. If you want to, you know, add a little bit of oil to this, that's perfectly fine. This is wet. The exterior of the bird is wet already, so the seasoning is gonna stick to it really well. No problemo. There we go. Oh man, that chicken griddle, man, it has a good flavor. If you want to come in and kind of knock down these breastbones, more than welcome to. You just do it how this is your bird. You do whatever you want to. We'll flip it back over, and now this will be our presentation side. We got to do a little bit more work, so rotate this around. The skin is glorious. It is awesome, but your seasonings and stuff doesn't penetrate that skin. So what you do is, it's good to have some gloves on, and just kind of take your finger, and you want to kind of separate the skin from the breast. You can also come up in here to your leg, and you can also separate it. The reason why is we're going to put some seasoning in there as well. So I got a little bit of softened clarified butter right here actually, and I'm just gonna take some dollops of it. You can just do butter if you want, softened butter. I didn't have any butter down here, so I just did clarified butter. It's fine. This is a perfect way to try to keep that breast as moist as possible. And then you come in with your seasoning and just kind of do the same. And then whenever it melts, all that seasoning and stuff just kind of gets in there. So I like to do this. You can see that, right? Look at all that right there. It's gonna be good flavor. And we're gonna season the outside of the skin as well, but we want to make sure that breast meat's nice and seasoned. So we're going to take our skin, just kind of bring it down just like that. That way it protects that breast. I want to come over to the head side of the breast, if you will. And you can see that's just raw breast and don't have anything on it. Again, just bringing a little bit of that butter right in there. I'll take a little bit of our seasoning, a little bit more right in here to our legs. Just trying to, I know it's probably kind of hard to see, but I'm getting on them legs right there. Well, they need a little love too. All right, there we go. That's good enough right there. Now, we need to treat this outside, okay? And it's gonna take a little bit more of this butter. Guys, I'm gonna tell you what, I don't know if you've seen the rest of my friends on the Blackstone network as well as me, but I hope you check those guys out too, because they're doing some awesome dishes over on their shows. So Betty, Family Style with Betty, Give It a Try with Todd. Old Todd's been around for a hot minute. CJ's First Cooking Show, it's a blast. I mean, there's all kinds of good shows on our channel. And that's why that subscribe button, it's like really helps. So that way you don't miss one thing. All right, I'm actually gonna take one of these gloves off, and I'm gonna, guys, I think that's it. Guys, that's it. Want to get cleaned up here? We're gonna head over to the pellet grill. All right, now it's time to get to business. Let's get this bird onto the grill, and we're gonna put this right in the center, and make sure you just kind of bunch everything together. That way everything cooks nice and evenly. All right, once it looks about like this, we're gonna close the lid and head over to the display. And we wanna go a little low at the beginning, and then we'll slowly ramp the temperature up. But we're going to 250 degrees, and we're gonna let that go for about an hour, and we're gonna take a look at it. All right, guys, let's go check out this bird. Raise the lid, and man, look at this beauty here. Skin's drying out nicely. The salt's helping to draw that moisture out. This is gonna be a nice looking bird. So while we're here, we're gonna go ahead and ramp up our temperature. We're at 250 right now. I want to go ahead and ramp this up to right at 325 degrees, and this is going to go for the duration of the cook. I'm going to also get our probe going in now, and we're going to monitor this because we want to pull this turkey off when it hits about 160 degrees. So I'm going to insert the probe kind of back here in the back, but I want to make sure I get it right up next to that breastbone, right to the kind of the thick part right up here, because that's where we want to make sure we monitor. The dark meat, it'll be fine. It just kind of rides along. The white meat is what you really want to make sure you monitor. So right now we're at 80 some degrees, and we're gonna let that go till it hits 160 degrees. The turkey is done. The temperature probe, it says 170, but I took an instant read, and right up next to that breastbone is right at 160. Matter of fact, 161 degrees. So we're gonna pull the turkey off of the pellet grill. I'm gonna put it onto a cutting board, and then we're gonna go back over to our workstation where we're gonna put some tinfoil over this, and we wanna let this rest. You don't wanna go and start carving on this thing immediately. You really want 10, 15 minutes, and really sometimes even more time to rest. All right, it's been setting for 15 minutes, actually a little bit longer, about 30 minutes. Took the tinfoil off. I say let's give this a slice. There's juice running everywhere from this thing. I'll show you in a minute. So I'm just going to take just like a boning knife. I want to cut this kind of in two. Actually going to take the thigh. You kind of see it just kind of right there where the crease. Boy, look at that thing right there. Whew. Come in and take the leg and the wing off. Just like that. And now I want to take the breast off. Just gonna, I don't know if I can show you, man, the juice, this thing is juicy. Just gonna kind of run my knife right along where that breastbone is, and then it's still like plenty hot. Now, one reason I like about anywhere from a 11 to 13 pound bird, but look at that breast right there. I'll put it on this cutting board, kind of slice this up. Oh, it's so tender, y'all. I mean, look at that. Look at that juice. Man, I'm gonna give this a try. So tender. A little hint of smoke. One thing if you wanna do, I'm gonna get some butter. Just kind of brush it every so often. That helps too, but this thing don't suck. I want to tell you, it is good. Took about 3 hours total, maybe three and a quarter. The spatchcock helps get that cooking time down. Going at a low temp first, then ramping up just really sets it off. So y'all, that's all I really have for you today. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by. Like I said earlier, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment, I'd love to know. And have you ever tried a spatchcock turkey before? Let me know down below in the comments. Hey, I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll be seeing you next time. Hey, I'm Matt Hussey, and that's some good groceries.